Hi, my name is Nicole, and this is the CK Diary Podcast. I hope you guys are having a good week. It has been good over here. It has been busy, and it has been so super hot. I've lived in Florida my whole life, so I know that our winters are short, basically non-existent. We have like a couple of weeks of cool weather, but it is just, I think it was like 90 degrees today. It's just so hot here. I feel like it's like draining me. I'm so ready for it to cool down. I do not have any finished objects today. I'm not drinking any tea. I've just got my water. I've got like all of my little yarny stickers. I think Kettle and Hearth might send out stickers with their orders. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can get those. And then this is the cute little Yarny Friend sticker that Katie from Katie's Randomness gave me. And I think you can get those in her shop too. I'll link that down below. Super cute. All right. Like I said, no finished objects this week. I only have whips and I don't have that many. We've been in the car a lot. We've been busy throughout the week. There has not been a whole lot of knitting time, but while we've been in the car, I've gotten a little bit done. So this was the square I showed you guys last week. Oh, well, this first one I'll talk to you about is my Coziest Memories blanket. This is by Kemper Ray. The pattern is by Kemper Ray. I started this square last week. I showed you guys that I had started it last week. I finished it while we were in the car. And then I started another one. I already showed you this yarn last week of the next colorway I was going to be using. This is the Afternoon Tea Party box, the mystery yarn from Suburban Stitcher. I can go ahead and take this out now. I need to wind that up and put that in my scrap bag. So this is how it looks so far. Super cute. I'm really excited to get more progress done on this and kind of see it come together like an actual blanket. All right. The other project I have made some progress on. This one I feel like I've made a lot of progress since I showed you last. I don't think I realized this project is what I picked up all week long. If we were in the car, if we went out to eat, while we were watching movies, whatever it was, I just picked up and knit on this. And this is an easy project. I have recently, like in the last month or so, discovered that I can do stockinette in the round without looking, which has been nice. And so even on our drives, whenever it was dark outside, I was able to get a lot of work done on this. This is my Muscle Bear hat. The yarn that I am using is the Nutmeg Spice from Kettle and Hearth Fibers. She still has her fall colors in her store, and I have an affiliate link down below where you can go check those out. The affiliate link doesn't add an extra cost to you, but it does help me and support my channel. Now, for the Muscle Bear hat, for the size that I am doing, this is for me. I'm supposed to knit from the cast on a total of 18¼ inches. 18¼ inches. Right now, I'm right around 17 inches. I don't know. I remember with my husband's hat, I made it shorter because he didn't want to have the folded cuff. And I thought that I was going to run out of yarn. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought I was going to. I still have quite a bit left. I'm trying to decide if I should make it a little bit longer or not, because I really want like a really good cuff on it. But right now, even if I stop here, let's see. So this is where my increases end here. So that's about where my decreases would stop. I'm like, I know this isn't the most accurate way to measure it, but I feel like I would have a pretty decent size cuff potentially. I don't know. After it blocks, this is superwash merino. So after it blocks, or when I block it, it will stretch quite a bit. So it might, I don't know. I'm always scared of things growing too much, but I guess that hasn't really happened yet for me. All right. And that's the Muscle Bear hat by Yolanda Teague. I'll have all of the information for the patterns and the yarn down below as well. And then the last project I have to talk to you about, the long-awaited wafer sweater by Woodland Knits. This is the sweater that I'm making for my husband. Let's see. And I finally finished the bottom ribbing. You guys see that? I think so. Finally finished the bottom ribbing. So excited about it. So I bought, I don't know why I did this. I don't know what I was thinking. So the pattern says that you need 23-inch circular needles for the sleeves. And for some reason, I don't know if I just didn't read it or I was just like trying to guess, but I bought 9-inch circulars for the sleeves. And I mean, that's huge. That's not 9 inches. And so I sent them back, and I didn't want to get 23-inch circular needles because I don't know how often I would actually end up using 23-inch circular needles that are 4.5 millimeters, just because I don't know. I didn't use them for my other sweater or for my sweater vest. So I just don't know. I don't know how much I would actually use them, but I do know that I would make a beanie out of worsted weight yarn potentially one day in the future. So I ended up getting a 16-inch circular. It actually just came in the mail. It's the Chowgoo red lace. That's pretty much all I used for circulars. I do have a Knit Picks interchangeable needle, which is nice. I really like interchangeable needles. I like being able to change my cord and, you know, have a larger variety of circulars for, you know, a lower cost. But I do just love the stainless steel needles. Metal needles are really, really nice. I find that whether I'm crocheting or knitting, wooden hooks, wooden needles, it always tugs on the yarn too much for me. I think I might knit and crochet just a little bit too tight to make wooden needles really work for me. I actually have been knitting a little bit looser. So I've heard from people that I've talked to online that typically knitters start knitting too loose and then they like tighten up as they go. Well, I think mine was kind of the opposite. Whenever I first started knitting, I was knitting really, really tight, and I have loosened up as I've gotten more comfortable with it. I think I was just, the very first thing that I knit was a little bit wonky, and I think that I was, like, I would tense up and I would just knit really, really tight, but then I found that it was like making my stitches really even because I was evenly pulling way too tight on the yarn. But it also meant that for a lot of patterns that I saw, like for the socks that I saw, most patterns would require like a 2 millimeter needle or a 2.25 millimeter needle, and I was using 2.5 millimeters to just barely meet the gauge. Sometimes they would even turn out a little bit too tight. But all that being said, I finally have the needles for the sleeves, and we are going on another road trip this weekend. So I am hoping that I will get a sleeve done on that trip. I know I've talked to you guys before about the sweaters and how I was making the sweaters for our Asheville trip, but as you all know, all of the tragedy that has happened around Hurricane Helene in the Asheville area, we won't be going in a couple of weeks now. We haven't heard from the house owner that we rented from. We're going to reach out to them and make sure, you know, that they're okay and that their area is safe. They were up in the Black Mountain area, and I know they got hit pretty hard a few days ago. And we are praying for them. It's really, really unbelievable, all of the devastation that has happened around there. You know, I feel like I kind of, whenever I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, you know, a tragedy like this can happen now, you know, and I don't know. It's just, it's crazy what all has happened over there. I know a lot of people in our area, our neighborhood, and our church have been partnering with some organizations that you can donate to, and I've seen a few more links floating around online, and I'll post some of those links down below if you're interested in going to check those out. The last couple of things that I wanted to talk about this week. I know I had been doing like a pattern inspo thing in a few of my previous podcasts, and I want to continue that on. Sometimes I forget, but I do enjoy looking through patterns on Ravelry and finding things that I like and that I'd like to make one day. The other pattern inspos that I have given have been for women's sweaters. Or for not sweaters, but like women's tops. There was a sweater and a short sleeve shirt. But today is going to be for our kiddos. I have the Baby Shark Attack Yoke Jumper by Laura Barkla. It is so super cute. There's just little sharks swimming around all around the yoke. She uses Knitpicks Wool of the Andes Sport, which is really, really nice. Knitpicks Wool of the Andes is a very affordable yarn. And I typically, whenever I'm knitting something big like a sweater, all of my boys' sweaters and my husband's sweater and my sweater vest, I've used Knitpick Wool of the Andes for that, just because it is such a great bang for your buck. And the jumper is a seamless top-down construction, which is the only thing I have done so far, and I quite like that construction. I guess I can't accurately say that it's my favorite because I've never done anything else, but I quite like it. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is the podcast itself. So I started this the first week of January in 2024, the first week of January this year. And I've been posting most of the time, the majority, I think I've only missed like 3 maybe. I've been posting the majority of them on Thursdays, and then there have been a couple that I've posted, like I posted one on a Friday and I posted one on a Saturday. But the majority of them have been posted on Thursdays. However, that timing, I usually record on like Tuesday or Wednesday and then edit and post them on Thursdays. That schedule isn't really working for me anymore. We've had a lot more going on in the mornings. We've started doing school with Oliver, and I started going to that gym, and we go there in the mornings, and we do a lot of things in our community early in the day. And so, and also my boys, they've started napping later in the afternoon. They've been napping around 2 or 2:30. So it has been a little bit more difficult to record during the day, during the week, and then have enough time to edit them throughout the week. So I figured I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to film on Fridays, and then that will give me the entire weekend to edit. And then I'll be able to post them on Mondays. That way, I think that will give me a lot more time to make the podcast the way that I want it to be. So this week's podcast is going to be pretty quick. And I'm hoping that starting next week, I'll be able to make it a little bit more of what I would like it to be from, going here on forward. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining me today and sitting here and chatting with me. And I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.